Hi, this is Michael Rubin, and we're talking about the C diatonic harmonica, the draw notes. The last time we figured out that holes 2, 3, and 4 draw are G, B, and D, which is a G major chord. One draw is also D, which means that you can get that G major chord either by playing 1, 2, 3 draw or by playing 2, 3, 4 draw. To understand the rest of the draw notes, I recommend this mnemonic device. Dog, gone, big, Dallas, Fort Worth, airport, big, Dallas, Fort Worth Airport. I'm from Texas, so we use that airport a lot. And anyway, the word Fort Worth is actually two words, and the second word starts with a W. But there's no W in the musical alphabet, so when I say Fort Worth, I'm referring to the letter F. So, what's the name of the note in hole 5 draw? Dog, gone, big, Dallas, Fort Worth. Oh, F. Where's the lowest B? Dog, gone, big. Oh, 3 draw. Knowing the names of the notes is very handy so you can communicate to other musicians. Now that we have these notes, what can we use them for? Why is it these particular notes? Well, one of the reasons is the chords that these notes will produce. We already know that either 1, 2, 3 draw or 2, 3, 4 draw make a G major chord, which can create happy sounding music in the key of G. And also the G major chord. All of these chords can be used in other keys. For example, you could be playing a song in the key of C major, but when they change to other chords besides a C chord, they may play a G chord. So just because a chord starts with one note, like a G major chord starts with G, doesn't mean you have to be in the key of G major to use that chord. So, if you added 5 draw, F, and got G, B, D, F, that's called a G dominant 7th chord, otherwise known as a G 7th chord. Now there's lots of different types of G chords. There's a G major, a G minor, a G diminished. So this is another one, a G dominant 7th chord. And it's used in a lot of different kinds of music, but most commonly, most people will use it to create a bluesy feeling. So if somebody says, let's play a blues in the key of G, they're probably going to focus on this chord. That's why harmonica and blues is so connected. If you focus on the draw notes from holes 1 through 5 draw, and also 7, 8, and 9 draw, B, D, F, you're going to be playing bluesy sounding music in the key of G on your C harp. It really expands what you can do with cross harp. 6 draw is the note A, and if you played 2 draw through 6 draw, a 5-note chord, G, B, D, F, A, that's called a G9 chord. And it shows up mostly in jazz music, but it does show up in other forms of pop music. And when I say pop music, I mean anything besides jazz and classical. Music that is popular, like blues, country, rock and roll, reggae, punk, folk, anything but jazz and classical. So, 2 draw through 6 draw is a G9 chord, and 7 draw through 10 draw are 4 out of the notes in a G9 chord, B, D, F, A. So that can kind of suggest the G9 chord. Now, 4 draw, 5 draw, and 6 draw, D, F, A, and 8 draw, 9 draw, and 10 draw, D, F, A, creates a D minor chord. Minor is generally used for sad music. So it's pretty easy to play in the key of D minor on a C harmonica. That's called 3rd position. But remember, the D minor chord also shows up in other keys. So you may be playing a song in the key of C, and one of the keys that the chords that the rhythm player plays is a D minor chord. And if you know when he's playing that and play either the note D, F, or A, you're going to sound good. D, F, A, B, 4 draw, 5 draw, 6 draw, and 7 draw, create the chord D minor 6, which is a jazzier version of a sad chord. It does show up in other forms of music, but it's mostly used in jazz. Now, if you think about the same chord, but start with the note B, B, D, F, A, which you have in 2 places, 3 draw, 4 draw, 5 draw, and 6 draw, and 7 draw, 8 draw, 9 draw, and 10 draw. By the way, here's a D minor chord, and here's the D6 chord, D minor 6 chord, and now here's the B half diminished chord, otherwise known as B minor 7 flat 5. That shows up in a lot of jazz music. I'm not saying it never shows up in pop music, but it's mostly in jazzy music. So you have a lot of different chords available to you on the draw, and remember the blow chords, any 3 consecutive blow notes will create a C major chord. So there's lots of chords on the C harmonica. Alright, next time we'll probably focus on the bent notes. Alright, thanks very much.